Walter Jennings was 72 when his doctor sat him down and said something that rattled him. "You're not sick, Walter, but you're heading in the wrong direction, and it's not about your heart or your joints. It's your habits." Walter blinked. He'd come in for a routine checkup and was expecting a "keep doing what you're doing." Instead, he got a warning. That evening, he sat in his recliner, staring out the window as dusk fell over the yard he'd spent 4 decades mowing and mulching. He wasn't afraid of getting older. He'd accepted that long ago. What he feared was becoming invisible, losing purpose, watching the days slip into one another like an endless gray ribbon. So for the first time in years, he asked himself, what am I still doing that's quietly working against me? He started making a list, and by the time he was done, he had 9 things he knew he had to stop doing before it was too late. Dasa 1. Stop saying it's too late. Every time Walter passed the piano in the corner of the living room, he'd think, should have learned that when I was younger. It became a kind of reflex. But one morning, he sat down, opened a beginner's book, and began plunking out notes. It was slow. His fingers didn't move like they used to, but for once he didn't care. Saying it's too late had kept him from growing, and it was a lie. As long as you're breathing, you're not done. Not 2. Stop avoiding movement. After retiring, Walter had started taking the elevator more, driving instead of walking, and skipping his morning stretches. He thought rest was what aging required. But now, stiffness haunted him every morning like an unwelcome guest. So he started walking to the post office instead of driving. He did 10 squats every morning after brushing his teeth. Small things, but they added up. Motion, he realized, wasn't just exercise, it was proof of life. Nausea 3. Stop watching the news all day. Walter had always liked being informed, but now the TV was on all day, cycle after cycle of anger, fear, and noise. He found himself more anxious, more irritable. So he made a rule. 30 minutes a day, tops. After that, he turned it off and read a novel, sat outside, or called a friend. The quiet felt strange at first, then it felt like peace. 4. Stop comparing yourself to your younger self. In the mirror, Walter saw changes. Wrinkles, a paunch, thinning hair. And for a long time, he mourned the man he used to be. But one day, looking at a photo from his 40s, he realized something strange. He didn't miss the man in the picture. He missed how he thought he felt back then. But the truth was, he was wiser now. Less angry, less rushed. He wasn't less than before, just different, and that was okay. Stop letting others do everything for you. His kids meant well. They'd come over and change light bulbs, carry groceries, pay his bills online. But slowly, he realized he was letting go of things not because he couldn't do them, but because it was easier to sit back. One day, he changed the oil in the lawnmower himself. It took an hour. It was messy, but he felt proud, capable. Staying involved in his own life gave him dignity. Not 6. Stop holding grudges. Walter had a brother, Charles, he hadn't spoken to in 6 years, over a stupid disagreement at their mother's funeral. Pride had kept them apart. But now, Walter couldn't even remember the details, only the silence. So one afternoon, he picked up the phone and dialed. Charles answered. The first words were awkward. Then they were easy. And just like that, the weight he'd been carrying lifted. Grudges, Walter realized, only poison the one holding them. Stop eating like you're still 40. He used to plow through burgers, fries, soda. Even after 60, he'd kept the same habits. But now his body pushed back. Indigestion, fatigue, high blood pressure. It wasn't about dieting. It was about listening. He swapped soda for water, added more greens to dinner, cut back on sugar. He didn't do it to live forever. He did it so the life he had left felt good. 8. Stop saying I'm fine when you're not. For most of his life, Walter had swallowed his feelings. When his wife died, he told everyone he was okay. When he felt lonely, he pretended he preferred solitude. But it was a mask. So he began telling the truth, little by little. I miss her. Some days are hard. And to his surprise, people didn't run away. They leaned in. Being honest didn't make him weak. It made him real. 9. Stop living without intention. Days had started to blur. Breakfast, TV, errands, dinner, bed, repeat. Until one day, Walter wrote down a question. What do I want to do before I die? The answer surprised him. Visit the Grand Canyon. Teach his grandson how to fish. Reread Steinbeck. He pinned the list on the fridge. Every week he crossed one thing off. He was no longer just aging. He was living. By the time Walter turned 75, he wasn't climbing mountains or running marathons, but he laughed more, slept better, cried when he needed to, danced sometimes in the kitchen. His kids noticed the change. His friends said he seemed lighter. He wasn't trying to be young again. He was trying to be present, fully alive in the body and time he was given. So if you're 65 to 75 or know someone who is, take a moment. Ask the hard questions. What are you still doing that doesn't serve you anymore? What quiet habits are stealing your energy, your joy, your dignity? It's never too late to stop the slow decline. Not of the body, maybe, but of the spirit. Walter did. And because of that, every day he woke up wasn't just another day. It was another chance.